Hi, I'm sitting down. You can't see me because I have to be on the camera. I'm too tall for the camera. Come to order, please. Thank you. Welcome to Lunch with Books. My name is Sean. I'll be your host today. If you have a cell phone, do you mind silencing it now, please? Just a couple of announcements before I introduce our guest and attempt to rise from the floor. June 28th, the Wheeling Poetry Series program has been canceled by the guest. Not sure exactly why, but we will reschedule it. We might have a program, we might not. I will let you know within the next day on the website and on social media. So that's canceled. Sorry about that. July 5 is different than I expected it to be, but Dr. Hal Gorby will be here to tell us about the German Turnavarian Society. They ran Turner's Hall, which used to stand next to Marsh Stogian up in North Wheeling. They were not a singing society. They were more of a gymnastics and social society. So he's been doing some research on that. I was looking to do a cornet band program. We'll do that later, probably in the fall. And then on July 12th, Renee Nicholson will be here. Her book from WVU Press is called Fierce and Delicate. It's a book of essays. Okay, and you may have noticed the T-Rex on our stage, and you'll see the brochures on the table because on July 21, we're launching the new People's University dinosaurs. We have professors, paleontologists from the Carnegie Museum in Pittsburgh. The first 50 people who register, there's a registration on that table, get a free t-shirt and a free dinosaur reference book. And the first 20 people who attend all of the classes get to go on a free behind-the-scenes field trip to the museum with me and Dr. Lamanna, who's their chief paleontologist, to see how they do all the dinosaur fossil reconstruction and things like that. Okay. Eli Lambie is a singer-songwriter. You all know he's a pianist, he's an educator, he is the leader of Eli and the Mojo Kings, and he plays for Wheeling Symphony. And he's here today. I asked him back because he did the West Virginia songs, which was a popular program, and now he's going to do some originals and some Wheeling songs. Here he is, Eli Lambie.
I'm wheeling back to Wheeling, West Virginia. Click clack on a track that leads me straight to home. I'm wheeling back to Wheeling, West Virginia. Click clack when I'm back, it's never gone home. I heard a song called Sentimental Journey. It sang to me in mighty savagery. It made my heart so very, very yearning. I couldn't wait to hop the southbound train. I'm wheeling back to Wheeling, West Virginia. Click clack on a track that leads me straight to home. I'm wheeling back to Wheeling, West Virginia. Click clack, and I'm back. I'm never going home. I heard a song called Sentimental Journey. It sang to me in a mighty savagery. It made my heart so very, very yearning. I couldn't wait to hop the southbound train. I'm wheeling back to Wheeling, West Virginia. Click clack on a track that leads me straight to home. I'm wheeling back to Wheeling, West Virginia. Click clack when I'm back, I'm never going home.
Everybody, thanks for coming out. Once again, I am Eli Lambie. It is a real pleasure to be here with you all. I had a wonderful time last time, and they asked me back, so I guess you didn't hate me, so that's good. That one was called Wheeling Back to Wheeling, West Virginia, and it was a tune by Doc Williams and the Border Riders. It was released in 1955. Doc Williams' career, he put together the Border Riders, his little band, in 1937, and they went on the air on WWVA. He loved it so much here that he actually stayed here, and he founded Wheeling Records in 1947, and he lived here the rest of his life, and then died at the age of 96 in Wheeling, so he was here a long time. I'm going to do a little mix of tunes today, so some tunes about Wheeling and where we live, which is very exciting, some tunes about our beautiful state of West Virginia, and some original stuff as well. So just over a year ago, I released an album called West Virginia Piano Poetry, which was inspired by all the beautiful things in my backyard and around the state of West Virginia. And this one that I'm going to play for you now is called Greenbrier, and I wrote it at the Greenbrier. I was staying there. I qualified for the West Virginia Amateur Golf Tournament, and I'm not a real fancy guy, so going to the Greenbrier for the first time was quite a shock, but it was also quite beautiful. So I wrote this one. It's entitled Greenbrier. Thank you, guys. Well, thank you so much. So last time I was here, I got to play a bunch of state songs from all around the state that I had never heard before, and most of them were songs that other people had never heard before and were very excited. But this is one I played that I didn't know, and a lot of people's mouths in the audience started to move, and people started to smile. And one of my relatives was here at the time, and she said that she used to sing this as a Girl Scout when she was little. And this is one of my favorite new little West Virginia songs. So if you know it, feel free to sing along. And if you don't, you're in for a treat because I love this song too.
I wanna wake up in the morning where the rhododendrons grow, where the sun comes a creeping in the wind. I'm sleeping and the songbirds say hello. I wanna wander through the wildwood where the fragrant breezes blow, and drift back to the mountains where the rhododendrons grow. I wanna climb up in the mountains where the rhododendrons grow, where the Lord is surrendering back at me, can hear me and all the sins below. I wanna lay down all my burdens and forget my Monday woe, and stay here in West Virginia where the rhododendrons grow, and stay in West Virginia where the rhododendrons grow.
That's a good one. I really want to teach that one to my students. I'm a teacher at Washington Lands Elementary in Marshall County. And I like teaching them old tunes, especially about our state, so that might be a special one to teach them. All right, this next one is called Wheeling, West Virginia, and it's by Neil Sedaka, and he was the founder of the Tokens. So the line slips tonight, those guys. So he's the founding member of the Tokens, and he wrote this song in 1969, and believe it or not, he was in Australia when he wrote this song. And it became this huge hit in Australia and New Zealand. It was like a top 10 hit back in this, and then nobody over here ever heard it. But it's actually a really cool tune. It's got a horn section on it. It's got some Hammond B3 organ on it. I love the instrumentation. I like the tune, and so I'm excited to share this one.
Wasting my energy down in empty air. Steelmakers, trying to wake up, gotta be out of sight. know who you are? Where's the guy from Wheeling, West Virginia? Why did he have to go? I'm gonna listen to it real quick because I'm kind of blanking on it. That's sort of how it goes. They say fake it till you make it, but I know you guys better than that, right? There it is. Let's see how it goes. You guys can hear the original too. I'm ready to give it a go. The other thing is that Sean Duffy does a wonderful job putting this together. He sends me all the stuff, and some of the stuff he finds scores for, which is awesome, and some of the stuff he doesn't. This is one I didn't have a score for, so I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants here. So I'm going to give this one more shot, and hopefully I do it a little more justice this time. Lord, the sunset freeway to cold, racing my MG down to MGM. Slipping makeup, trying to wake up, gotta be on the side. One more day, one more day of living, one more day of playing the star, one more day of endless pretending. Do you know who you are? Where is the guy from Wheeling, West Virginia? Why did he have to? Doesn't miles from Wheeling, West Virginia, thousands of miles from home. Lawyers, fees, and agents' commission. Everybody's waiting to be fair. Uncle Sam is right there beside you. Come on, boy, you got to make the bread. For one more day, we'll make believe in. One more day, we'll play the star. One more day of endless pretending. Do you know who you are? Where is the guy from Wheeling, West Virginia? Why did you have to? So far away from Wheeling, West Virginia, thousands of miles from home. Over the freeway, sunset to love, racing my MG back from MGM. Early to bed, be up and down, gotta be on the same. One more day of make-believe, one more day of playing the star, one more day of endless pretending, but that's all you are. Where is the guy from Wheeling, West Virginia? Why did he have to? So far away from West Virginia, thousands of miles from home. Where's the guy from West Virginia? Why did he have to roam so far away from West Virginia? Thousands of miles from home.
So really about that. I'll keep at it. So long story short, I've always been pretty busy since I started my music career, which is really a great thing. But recently it's been busier than ever. If you guys have looked in the paper and the news here in less than 2 weeks on the Wheeling Symphony's 4th of July tour, they're using me as their featured artist along with one of my buddies, Isaiah Keys, which is just an honor and a really wonderful opportunity that I'm really looking forward to. Along with that has come charting some of my original tunes for about 60 musicians, which has been a huge undertaking and a lot of work, and it's been hours upon hours at the computer until I go cross-eyed. So my brain's been a little fried from that. But the good news is the charting is done and the tour is coming up here very soon, and this is the exciting part now. So I'm excited to be doing that. So one of my favorite artists, who happens to be a West Virginia boy himself, was Bill Withers. I've always loved Bill Withers stuff. I've played a lot of Bill Withers stuff with some of my groups. And so I'm going to do one by Bill Withers next.
Sedaka slowly drops fall, and the beauty of it when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you, sometimes wanna spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us, just the two of us, just the two of us. Building castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I. No time for tears, wasted water's all that is. They don't make no flowers grow. Good things might come to those who wait, but not for those who wait too late. Gotta go for all we know, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us, just the two of us, just the two of us. Building castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I. Hear the crystal raindrops fall on the window down the hall. It becomes the morning dew. Darling, morning comes, and I see the morning sun. Wanna be the one with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us, just the two of us, just the two of us, building the castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us, just the two of us, just the two of us, building them castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Love Bill Withers' music. So this next tune was one that I couldn't find a whole lot about outside what's on the sheet music, but it's down from my neck of the woods. So I kind of adopt Wheeling as my hometown, sort of, but Moundsville is my technical hometown. So this one is called the Mound City March, and it was by Ivy Wilson, and she wrote on the score that it was respectfully dedicated to my little friend, Miss Ada Donnelly. And there's not a date on it, but it looks really old, so it's probably really old. Thank you. I think that's my first time playing a march since high school band. So, that's lovely. You guys having a good time so far? Thank you guys all again for coming out. It's wonderful to see so many people, and this library is awesome. It's so awesome, isn't it? Most places, the library has kind of become a dead thing in some ways, and it's unfortunate they try to keep them afloat. And here, this place is just jumping. I mean, it's like noon on is it Tuesday?
Yeah.
It's somewhere on my teacher time, so the day of the week is kind of flexible. But yeah, noon on a Tuesday, and we've got a packed house here at the library, and there's lots of wonderful things going on upstairs. There's a Tyrannosaurus Rex here at the party. It's great. So big shout out to the people here at the Ohio County Public Library. This is truly amazing, the things that they put together.
Bring back the funding.
What's that?
Bring back the funding.
Yeah, bring really. So here's another one off of my piano poetry album. This one's entitled Willow, and there used to be a beautiful willow tree in my parents' backyard. It was always my favorite tree, and so I wrote this tune one day while I was looking out at it, and so I hope you enjoy it. This was entitled Willow. Thank you guys so much. That's going to be one of my favorite ones to play off of the piano poetry album. It's probably one of the most simple ones, but That's kind of what I like about playing it. So this next one was written in 1951, and I totally relate to this one. It's called Moon Over Oglebay. It's kind of a song about bringing your date to Oglebay. You know, it's a great place to take a date because it's beautiful. And, you know, you tell your date, we're going to the city park. She might be like, whatever, city park. And then you get it, just, wow, it's amazing. Ogilvy's such a gem. So this one is called Moon Over Oglebay. It's by Osborne Rafferty. Again, and Joe Fallon. Again, written in 1951. It's a pretty cool tune. So here it is, Moon Over Oglebay.
Moon was shining bright over Oglebay one night, and all the world just seemed to be in tune. As we strolled out along the way, the moon just seemed to say, "Here's the place where lovers always spend." Where is all the way I hear you say? Here it is in morning, rusty air. When the moon is shining over Oglebay Park, Cupid gets his bow and really hits his mark. He's climbing softly through the pine trees. We could hear the murmur of the gentle breeze. Shining over Oglebay Park, Cupid gets his bow and baby gets his mark. It's coming softly through the pine trees. We could hear the murmur of the gentle breeze. We could hear the murmur of the gentle breeze.
Yeah, one of the coolest parts about doing this for me, is getting to discover these total hidden gems of tunes. I never heard of any of these tunes before, so they're wonderful tunes. And Wheeling is a place of really proud people that are so proud of where we live. So it's good to keep these tunes alive.
Country roads take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, I hear her voice in the morning as she calls me. Radio reminds me of my own far away. Driving down the road, I get the feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Country roads take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country road.
Guys, thank you all so much. Can we get one more big round of applause for the folks here at the Ohio County Public Library? Thanks to Sean. I've got one more for you, and this one is my original about our state of West Virginia. Before I play it, I always say I love to travel. I love going other places, but the best part of going anywhere is always coming back home to West Virginia. It's the most beautiful place in the world, and it's a hidden gem, and we're very lucky to be here. I feel incredibly fortunate to be a West Virginia resident. So this song is called West Virginia Home, and next time I perform it, it will be with a 60-piece orchestra, which is really, really exciting. And if you want to catch us on that tour, I believe that tour, it's going to be July 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll be in Weirton on the 1st. We'll be in Clarksburg on the 2nd. We'll be at Canaan on the 3rd. And then on the 4th of July, we'll be down at Heritage Port. before the fireworks. My band is going to open for the symphony. We'll start around 7:30, and the symphony starts at 8, and we'll play all the way to the fireworks. So it should be a really, really fun night. We'll hope that the weather holds out. So thank you all for coming once again. This one's called West Virginia Home. Thank you all so much.
She comes up behind the willow tree. Mountain water rises up to me. Breezes start to blow and kill the dancing fields of wheat. Little piece of heaven right beneath my feet. Painted skies and changing seasons linger in my mind. The way the leaves transform the trees on misty mountainside. Shining days spent by the stream, the forest stream. There's no place I'd rather be than my West Virginia. Playing hide and seek along stream beds filled with stone. In a place where family has grown. Small town family people know your name and stop to say hello. Only true happiness that I have ever known. Painted skies and changing seasons linger in my mind. The way the leaves transform the trees on misty mountainside. Shining days spent by the stream through forest stream. There's no place I'd rather be than my West Virginia. Open the curtain, unlock the door. These roads will let you home. Everybody's waiting for you, hearts on the floor. You know you're not alone. You're not alone. Painted skies and changing seasons linger in my mind. The way the leaves transform the trees on a misty mountainside. Shining days spent by the stream, the forest stream. There's no place I'd rather be than my West Virginia.
Thank you guys, thank you so much. Thank you for coming out, and hopefully we'll see you on the 4th of July tour. Thank you. Appreciate you all for coming out, and see you next time.